starting. This is a 1938 Bentley 4 1/4. It started off life as a four-door sedan. It was an old rusty type of thing, but the heart and the chassis and the engine is just beautiful. It's Rolls-Royce all the way. Okay? And if you'll notice, it has a 28 WO Bentley radiator on it, and that was acquired by me from Rolls-Royce. In 1928 at the Le Mans race, this car had taken a terrible smash up, and the only thing that was salvageable was this radiator. Well, anyhow, it ended up in Rolls-Royce's inventory because they bought Bentley. And so they decided in winter, what the hell, we're going to go over to the United States. And we're going to take all of these redundant pieces that we really don't want, but they would buy them. And they were right. And I saw this, I immediately leaped through my back skin to get it. I had to have this piece. And then a neighbor came over and said, Gary, my next door neighbor moved out, and when he did, he left a hood for a Bentley, 28 Bentley. And I said, nobody leaves it. He said, come on, I'll bring it over. And he did. So I cut out the louvers, which are very distinctly WO Bentley, and now I had the makings of a fantastic automobile, because I now had the chassis, which I had completely restored, but moved the engine and transmission back 18 inches. And the idea for that was it gave it a perfect 50-50 weight distribution. It handles very good. It has twin side mounts, and for 20 years I've been trying to think of something. I wanted to do something nobody had ever done before in their life, and try to think of something that in this world nobody had ever done on an automobile. It took me 20 years. I'm laying in bed, I go, bang! There was a period, 20 years, when they put twin side mounts on cars. But they always looked weird because the doors were straight, down, or a little angle. So I came up with this. My doors just miss that. And I'm so proud of that. Then, this is half of a Bentley radiator emblem. We made that, had that cast, and then we did this one, had this cast up. Now if you'll walk along, this is for Edward, and that's 1198 to 1340. It's just the Black Prince, and that's the name of my car, the Black Prince. Some unusual features. If you look at the tachometer on this, it's from a French fighter plane from World War I. And it's segmented into black, blue, and red. While you were in the black, you were shooting your machine guns through your props, and they would, no problem. Every once in a while, if you got into the blue, you got a little excited, that would clip your prop. But if you got in the red, you just shot your prop off. Another thing that I did that no one had ever done before was you look at the back fan on this car. And that is an Aston Martin, a Lagonda, or a Bentley. That's the shape of the radiator emblem. And this was brought to my attention. I was at the Quail, and three gentlemen came over. They came back, one, then two, then three, and it was the design team for Mulliner. And they said, Mr. Wales, if you'll bring this to England, we'd love to display it. You've done two things we've never seen done on an automobile before. That fantail, which is a beautiful thing, and the segmented doors. And the other main thing is, bottom of a cars are generally just straight across. I just lifted that little bit up. That little bit of a line makes it into Cinderella's coach. And I kind of plagiarized off of the Batmobile. I love the bat wings and the boat tails, and I had the fins, and all these little goodies just make it more fun. And I'm just very happy with it, and I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, unbelievable. Beautiful.
The springs are wrapped with rope. That's an old racer's trick from the turn of the century. They used to race cars on Wilshire Boulevard at Rodeo Drive on an oval track, but it was so rough because it was made of rough hewn 2x4s, and if you broke your spring, piece come out behind you, could kill the guy behind you, or worst of all, it could get you when you came around again. So they wrapped the springs, and then they would take their old crankcase oil, pour it on there. The good oil goes in, keeps the springs lubricated. The dirt stays to the outside. Woodwork is mahogany. And you'll notice there's wood with the spear. That's a jousting spear because this is for the black points. My coat of arms, Numcrod, deficit, Wales never fails. Just looks that way.